Who's Thomas? Written and narrated by Blue Productions. The Fat Director's railway was growing quickly. He bought more engines and had some come on loan from the other railway. Unfortunately, actions from the rest of the world affected Sodor, causing less and less people to travel by train or car. Edward was sat in the shed with some of their engines. "I say, the news I heard at the station earlier was very frightening." "What news? Did something happen on the other railway?" asked Nigel. "This thing called a Zeppelin attacked London. It's a shame, as such a lovely place was attacked." "Oh my! I had brothers who worked in London. I hope they're okay." "I hope so too. Let's try and get some sleep." But Nigel couldn't sleep. He stayed up all night worried. The next day came, and the engines went to do their jobs. Nigel was sat in the station when the sound of 2 engines came rushing through. The sounds of their whistles echoed across the town. Passengers covered their ears when the shrieking increased. "Make away! We have an important train packed with people from London!" shouted the 2 engines. Their brakes screeched and sparks shot off the rails. The passengers shot out and everyone was either shocked, out of breath or scared. Nigel sat in shock as the 2 small engines got their breath back. "Hello there," said a silver engine. "I'm Timothy, and this is my brother Thomas. We come from Brighton, and we got people from London. We took them to safety here. I was hoping we could stay a while." Nigel just stood in shock. "Edward said something about this last night," Nigel thought. "Now I am scared." "Yeah, you could stay a while. The sheds are just round the corner." "Thank you very much. Come along, Thomas." The 2 stumpy engines puffed towards the shed. Henry was there, and was looking sorry for himself. Henry was filled with a small firebox, causing him to be a bad steamer. Timothy and Thomas sat in the sheds. "What's wrong with you?" asked Thomas. Henry couldn't respond, but he was green as his paintwork. The Fat Director walked over to the sheds. "Who are you 2? he asked kindly. "I'm Timothy, and that's my brother Thomas. We come from London. We're bringing people to safety as London was attacked." "Well, I thank you for your service, but no engine on my railway is a layabout. If you're staying here a while, you'll need to do some work. Is that understood?" "Yes, sir." And with that, the 2 engines set to work. Even though Thomas was quiet, he was a very hard worker, pulling and pushing trucks along the yards. Timothy worked at the mines to the left of the big station. Edward was happy to have some help, and Thomas saw him as a bigger brother. Sadly, their controllers asked around, and they had to go. They said their goodbyes and left. "Thank you for the visit. Tell everyone that they are welcome to Sodor." Thomas was in the shed that night in London. "Timothy, what did that man mean by everyone is welcome to Sodor?" "It means that everyone, including engines, can go and visit. Don't get any ideas, Mr. Cheeky." "But Timothy, I want to see the world." "Haven't you wanted to see it?" "No. Now go to sleep." Thomas couldn't sleep. He stayed up wanting to go back to Sodor. It had gotten into his work, and he wasn't paying attention. He put some coaches into the back of an engine. "Watch it, you stupid shrimp!" shouted the engine. Thomas felt sad and told Timothy as such. But Timothy was fed up with Thomas's talking. "You aren't going to be going to Sodor, so stop talking about it." Thomas was shocked. He wanted to cry. The only one who would talk to him had shouted at him. The next morning, Timothy looked for Thomas, but he wasn't in the shed. He went to the yard, but he wasn't there either. Timothy asked the controller, Sir, where's Thomas? He wasn't at the shed or the yard." The director on Sodor had asked for him to be on trial. If he's good, he might be bought. "What? Sir, you can't. I need him. You can't separate us." Timothy, without thinking, rushed for Sodor. Even though it was far away, he wanted his brother back. Meanwhile, Thomas had arrived on Sodor. He saw all the other engines sleeping. He whistled, and all the engines woke up with a shock. "Wake up, everyone," said Thomas cheekily. "Thomas, why are you here?" "Your director has brought me here on trial, so I'm going to be working here for a while." "Well, that's great. But what about your brother?" "Oh, well, we had an argument. He probably doesn't really want to see me. Oh, yes, I do. There, puffing through the station, was Timothy. Don't think you can go without saying goodbye. You aren't angry with me? I thought you didn't want to see me to go out and see other places. Well, I still am a little bit angry that you kept talking about Sodor, but I know how much you liked it here, so I won't change your mind. Thank you, Timothy. I really appreciate it. Timothy stayed for the rest of the day before wishing his brother good luck. Thomas was looking forward to his new life. He was nervous, as he didn't know if he'd stay on Sodor. But we all know what happens, don't we?